Welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. I'm Beth Bottorff Seidenspinner. It's my pleasure to welcome everyone here this morning. We have a special service for you, and we'll be introducing everyone up here momentarily. But before we move into that, please join me in welcoming our online friends. Thank you for joining us. Your presence adds to our spiritual community, and we're truly appreciative that you're with us this morning. Before we begin, please take a moment to check your cell phones. Make sure they're off. So our format's a little bit different today, so I'm going to highlight a few of our upcoming events, others of which you can find in the bulletin, online, or in the Centerpoint newsletter. So first of all, I'd like to invite you to join me, Beth, for Grief Basics on Sunday, December 4th, here from 2 to 4. We'll offer a brief introduction to the grieving process. We'll explore the nature of grief, the pathway through the grieving process, and we'll look at grief as a doorway to deepen our relationship with Spirit. It will also be an opportunity to cultivate awareness for the Remembrance Service, which I'll be hosting with Reverend David on Tuesday, December 13th, here in the sanctuary at 7:30 p.m. That service is a special way to honor and include everyone we love in the holiday season. We're also collecting socks, caps, gloves, and coats for the homeless in our community. You're also invited to donate McDonald's $5 gift cards or cash to purchase needed items. You can bring your donations to the sanctuary foyer on Sunday, December 4th, and anytime through the 18th. And finally, join in this festive season to celebrate and socialize with your Unity community for our annual Christmas party on December 10th at the Walnut Creek Civic Park. Ticket sales are on the patio on Sundays and in the book center during the week. You can also sign up to bring an appetizer or dessert. At this time, I'll hand it over to Rob Seidenspinner.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Rob Seidenspinner. Glad to be with you and really grateful to be able to bring this ceremony back to Unity for this is our 6th year here, and we're really glad to be here. If there's anybody here for the first time, this is a little bit different than our normal program and our normal service, and I just want to alert you to that and welcome you here for the first time, and we're really glad you're here. Thank you to David and to this community, to each and every one of you that have created this space where we can be together and we can bring together so many different kinds of peoples and so many different kinds of ways to honor Creator. So that much being said, as most traditional and the best way we know how to do it is we're going to open this service with a prayer, and I'm going to invite up Anne Marie Sayers. These lands that this church is on are original lands of her people. Before we brighten this territory up with our pale faces, that's who lived here, was the Ohlone Costanoan people, and I am honored and really grateful that Anne Marie has agreed to come back with us today. So, come on up, Anne.
Thank you, Rob. I feel very honored to be here so that you can see another lens, another way of looking at things, perhaps another point of view. And I welcome you to Ohlone territory. We are still here. I would like everyone to honor the ancestral spirits on whose land we are on, and to just really get positive energy out in each of all 4 directions. and in a manner that honors your ancestors, because you are but the sole total of all your ancestors. So let's be grateful to our ancestors. If you can stand and face east. I was curious which direction you were going to face. Okay. We are facing east where the sun rises. Pita Kanama Sikampatian Hetel Kanoso Soto Kanoso No Son. And now if we can face south. Let's get the positive energies out in the southern direction. Pita Kanama Sikampatian Hetel Kanoso Soto Kanoso No Son. And now west. Pita Kanama Sikampatian Hetel Kanoso Soto Kanoso No Son. And now north. Pita Kanama Sikampatian Hetel Kanoso Soto Kanoso No Son. It is, we are honoring our mother, the earth, because the similarities, the water that flows through our mother is the blood, the wind, the air is the breath, and the fire is the spirit. No son in our language means in breath, so it is in spirit. If it breathes, it's alive. If it's alive, it has spirit. Thank you for honoring the ancestral spirits. No son.
And this morning we have a couple of clips from a Muskogee Creek elder.
Our heritage of the Native Americans never looked up nor looked down upon nature. They were taught to feel as a part of nature. To feel a part of nature was not only in the plant life, but animal, the birds, those that live in the waters and those that crawl upon the land. All living things were our relatives. Today we look around. Even our air is becoming polluted. Our streams are becoming polluted. What is our future? I think the challenge before each one is to become better caretakers of the land, our environment, if nothing more than the survival of all life upon this planet.
Now we have, once again, returning the red-tailed drum with their opening prayer songs.
Way
Red Tail Drum, aren't they great? Thank you for the honoring song. Nice. Really, really nice. My name is Anne Marie Sayers, and I live in an area called Indian Canyon, which is south of Hollister. So I was up pretty early this morning to get up here. And I do feel the unity. What an appropriate name for this place to be, unity. I feel it among all the life that's within the building and all the life outside the building. And I'm happy to be here. I really, really am, I'll tell you. Thank you. It's just... Where I live, there is a connection that I have with all the life that surrounds me. It's a canyon. It's like a mile-long canyon. There's 7 waterfalls, of which 3 of them are year-round, when we have the rain, and the other 4 are seasonal. But there are a couple that are very, very special, and very sacred ceremonies have taken place at these 2 different places. The other waterfalls is kind of tough to get to, but you can if you're young and have the energy. I can still do it, but I need a rope in one area because it's almost vertical, but I can still do it. Okay, and I feel good about that. I'm 63 years old, and I'm an elder, and in our culture, to be an elder, it's so great. It really is. If I tell somebody, this piece of paper here is purple, they'll say, yes, it is purple. I love it. And then when I ask them, why would you say it's purple? And they will tell you, because of your wisdom, I know you see it from a different angle that I've yet to be. And it's really the truth. It really is the truth with our elders. The wisdom that is there that they share is just they have it. And we take the time to listen to the wisdom. It's amazing how many things we can view differently from a different angle, from a different point of view, from a different space and place. Listen to the elders. Now, what color is this? Oh, love it! Absolutely love it. You listen. That is so great. This was worth getting up at 3:30 in the morning. And definitely worth it. Thank you so much. Wow, thank all of you. Okay, but I wanted to share that all life is sacred. I shared this story earlier this morning, and I've had too many people come up to me to share with me that they really identified with it. They really did understand what I said, and I would like to share it with you again. But maybe this time, because I've had practice, it might actually be better than the earlier. There is a lot of wildlife. There's a lot of trees, a lot of plants in Indian Canyon. And we have opened up my great-grandfather's trust allotment to all indigenous people whom are in need of traditional lands for ceremonies. So there's a lot of ceremony that takes place. And there's like 6 or 7 sweat lodges. There's maybe 20 or 30 different sites that people can partake their vision quests or their Hamblecha or their nature quests where they commune with nature for 4 days, and that's quite a while. And it's alive because the ceremony goes out and truly does connect with the trees, with the plants, with the all the life. And the wind will come in and blow it, and it'll take it out further, and it connects even further. My mother believed when ceremonies, dances, and songs stop, so does the earth. I too believe that. And so as long as there's ceremonies, our mother has a chance, as long as you hold her sacred. because she is alive. And an example that I used this morning was we have a lot of college students that come up that are taking Native American study classes. They get units for coming up. They have quite a number of interns. And we have charter schools, private schools, and public schools, particularly fourth graders when they're studying about California Indians. And I tell them, we partake in ceremony just like you did this morning with honoring all four directions. I tell them, so when you hear somebody say, all California Indians are dead, you tell them, oh no, we're still here. I have participated in ceremony with them. And it's true, we are still here. And there are quite a number of descendants, more than I ever realized, that are from this land, which extends from Ohlone Territory, from San Francisco down to Big Sur. When some of the students are allergic to poison oak, perhaps some of you may be allergic. I'm not, I'm immune to it, fortunately. But I believe it's because I developed a relationship with poison oak and with all the life that surrounds me. There is usually mugwort that grows close by along the creeks, and it has medicinal properties to it. And if you take the mugwort and just squeeze it underwater and then rub where you've been exposed to the poison oak, it will remove the majority of poison oak oils. So the likelihood of catching poison oak is not that great. But I will offer tobacco to the mugwort. I will thank the mugwort, acknowledge the mugwort, thank the mugwort for what its medicinal properties are, and before I use it. So I'm acknowledging the life of that life. And it's amazing how frequently it works. I believe if we all acknowledge life, particularly human life, because all life is sacred. Again, I'm happy to be here. No song.
And now I'm proud to say that we have some of Unity's own members up here that are going to come and share a song with us. Teresa and Charlotte. You coming up, Charlotte? Great. Okay, they're coming up to share a song. And this one, we're going to actually put the words on the screens there. So if you guys want to sing in, you can help them out with it. I'm sure they love it. And also, I just had another thought here that when this drum's going, when that heartbeat is happening, and you guys listen to it and feel it, if you can catch these songs and you can sing along, you know, you can feel this song, the same song they're singing, coming up through you. So feel free to join in with these guys. Is that all right with Chester? Yeah, that's good. Thank you, Chester. Feel free to join in and sing. That's what I was always told around these ways. So feel free to jump in with that. And absolutely with Charlotte and Teresa.
Bonjour, Anin. Good morning, good afternoon, friends. I wanted to thank you all, thank the drum for being here, for my elders for asking us here as well, and welcome all of you. I want to thank my husband, Philip Notarmaso. He's assisting us with a rattle, and my sister, Charlotte Alvarado, who is here from Mendocino County. She is a Hopland tribal member. So we've got the words up on the screen. I am Leech Lake Ojibwe from Minnesota on my dad's side, Irish Italian on my mom's, so I'm a mini United Nations. All right, so we're going to get started. And this is kind of a welcoming song, or it could be a send-off song, but either way. Okay, ready? Hey, hi, hey, ho, 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 hey, hi, hey, ho. May you live, laugh, and love, may you laugh, peace and hope, hey, hi, hey, ho, hey, hi, hey, ho. May all live now in peace, hey, hi, hey, ho, hey, hi, hey, ho, hey, hi, hey, ho.
interesting man coming up to share with us. His name is Ken Crafton Kindness. He speaks for himself, so I'll let him.
Hi, I'm interesting. And I'm a native. Okay, I'm not an elder, but you have to admit they are beautiful, right? Okay. And I may not be an elder, but I don't know about these guys. Anyway, I was going to... Hold on a second. I hate when this happens. Hold on. I always wanted to do this, too. Hello? Dude, I'm on stage. All right, later. God told me to say hi. You know, it's one of those other things, too. You know, you see those rappers when they get done with a song, they throw the mic down. I always wanted to do that. But I'm not going to do that because they need the mic. So anyway, I'm glad to be here. A lot of you guys don't remember me. Maybe you do. Maybe you were in a blackout when I was here last time. But I was here a couple of years ago, and I haven't been here for a while because I had some surgery, and I'm feeling a heck of a lot better. So I want to thank the whole congregation for praying for me for that whole time because it was a rough time for me for about a year. So thank you. Anyway, it feels good to be here. I'm going to sing a song here now. I sang it earlier, and this song is from a good friend of mine. I don't know what happened to him. I sure wish I knew. His name is Joey White. He's a Navajo guy. And he used to come to our lodge right over here in Putnam years ago. And he brought a song to us, and that he knew it from as a little boy. And we don't need a drum, but it's a spider song. And a lot of us always are fearful of spiders, but this song is very sacred. So I get teased about it a lot because I don't like killing critters, right? So I'm sacred in that way. So I don't care if it's a tarantula or if it's, a black widow. I won't kill it. I'll actually, especially brown lacrosse or whatever they call those things, or, I'll just put them in a tray and I'll bring them outside and I'll put them outside. And it just upsets everybody who I do that to. And they're like, kill it. And I'm like, no, we need them. So anyway, yeah, sacred life. So I don't do that. Okay, unless it's a mosquito and it hurts, especially if you're from Minnesota. If you're from Minnesota, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, this song is a spider song. Hey ya, 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 yeah.
It's me? What do you want me to say? One word? More words. Okay. How does a story sound? Because within the Native community, storytelling is very, very important. It really is. And I have a story for you. I forgot. I did. What was the story that I told last time? Okay, got it. Now I remember what it was. See, being an elder has so many advantages. You can forget. I remember when I was 9 years old, my mother told me a story. We have a lot of wildlife in Indian Canyon, and we have a lot of stellar jays. They're like mimics. They will mimic red-tailed hawks. They will mimic. As a matter of fact, what was so amazing, a friend of mine, he's a biologist, and he has his iPhone, and he just got a new application, and he said, Anne-Marie, listen to this. These are stellar jays, and it gives you information about the stellar jay. It has pictures of them when they're a juvenile, when they're an adult, when they're a female, when they're a male. Then it has sounds of a stellar jay. Then it has sounds of a stellar jay mimicking other birds. It's an amazing application for your iPhone. It's incredible. And so my mother said, Anne-Marie, I want to share a story with you. And that is, here is Dr. Bear. Now, Dr. Bear can help anyone and everyone. He has been doing this for his entire life. And his grandmother also was a healer. And her grandmother, too, was a healer. So here comes Bobcat. And had a broken ankle. And said, Dr. Bear, I am in so much pain. Could you help me? And Dr. Bear says, yes, what we want to do is collect 7 rocks. 1 for north, 1 for east, south, and west. And 1 for Father Sky, and 1 rock for Mother Earth, and 1 rock for the universe. And he put all the rocks together, started a fire, and then Bear got on the rocks and walked around on the flame, on the rocks, just saying, go counterclockwise and think about your ancestors, to pull in their energy to help you heal. And then after you do that, you go clockwise. So you're very present, so you will be healed now. And he did exactly that, and he was healed. And he goes, oh, thank you so much, Dr. Bear. And here's Stellar right next door. And he says, I've seen Dr. Bear do that so many times, I could do it in my sleep. So here comes Snake. Snake had a broken vertebrae. And Snake says, oh, Dr. Bear, can you help me? Please help me, I'm in so much pain. And so Dr. Bear says, we need 7 stones, north, east, south, west, 1 for Father Sky, 1 for Mother Earth, 1 for universe. Lit the fire, and Bear got on the stones, went counterclockwise, and said, call in your ancestors to help. Then go clockwise, stay very present, so you will be healed now. And they did so. And then he was healed. And so here is Stellar saying, I could do this. He goes off by himself, meets up with a couple of friends, and just says, I declare myself a doctor. I know exactly what to do. And, where Indian Canyon's located, this morning I came across 2 deer, a bunch of cottontails, and they're adrenaline junkies. They run across and they change their mind and run back, and you put your foot in the brake, and then they decide to go for the opposite direction. Well, here comes Cottontail. And Cottontail says, oh, do you know, Stellar, do you know where Dr. Bear is? A car this morning, I was going the wrong direction and I changed my mind, and a wheel of a car ran over my foot, and I'm in so much pain. I need help from Dr. Bear. And Stellar says, I can do that. I know, I learned from Dr. Bear. He was my teacher. I can do it just like anything. You can help me. And so he says, of course, we get 7 stones, we light a fire, and then what you do is you just get on the fire like this, and Stellar jumps on the rocks and goes, oh, 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 that burned, and jumped off, and his legs were all black. They were charred from the fire. And then my mother told me, now, when you watch Stellar, he doesn't run like the quail do. He hops. He hops. And I thought, okay. And then my mother said, the moral of the story is never pretend to be somebody you are not. So I walk outside, and there is a lot of Stellar jays there, and I look at their legs. They're all black. I go, oh my God, she was right. Stellar tried to be somebody that he wasn't, and he burned. His legs got black. And then I watched the Stellar jay hop. I go, she wasn't kidding. It worked with me. No,
So never try to be somebody other than yourself. Yes, thank you. So, a little bit different order today, and we're going to ask you to take your tithes and your love offerings at this time. Take them in your hands. We're going to have some wonderful flute playing by Dwayne Beddoes here during this time. Holding those in your hands. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
gifts, knowing that the true gift is the commitment on each of our hearts to forward the spirit of love, reverence, relationship, and authenticity throughout the world. Oh.
Hello, everyone. They tell me I'm on. In the last session, it took 3 of us to turn this thing on. We're getting better. First, let me say welcome to all of you, and we'd like to, as a drum group here, say thank you for honoring us like that. And we hope that we honor you with our songs. It asked for me to share, and I noticed, I looked around because I've been wondering where the kids have been. You know, I know they have a playroom someplace, but and they're waving at me now. And so we have been working on a song for the kids. And because, you know, the thing I want to share is that things change. You know, most of us in here grew up with Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse and Popeye and Pluto and, you know, all of them, you know, that whole run of cartoons. And if you're a grandparent now or a parent, and you turn on the TV for cartoons, now you have other things going on. You know, some of them I can't even pronounce, you know, which says the kids are much smarter than we were, you know, because they get it, you know, they know what's going on, you know. I'm sitting there going, okay, we'll watch that, you know. So what we had to do was we had to come up with something from our time, and it's a song that we used to sing a lot, you know. And then somebody said, hey, you know, the kids don't even know what we're talking about. I was like, oh, all right, well, let's incorporate something they might be in tune with today. So we're going to do that right now. Like, this is kind of a loose group here. And so what we're hoping is you know, that except for Nick here, he's all together. Okay, we'll leave that alone. So our hopes are that, you know, we touch the hearts of all of you, you know, that childish heart, you know, the one, you know, that takes you back a little bit, you know, and that we touch these young ones' hearts here that are coming up. Someday they're going to be taking care of us, you know, and we need to honor them like that. You know, we need to honor them and show them that we pay attention to them, you know, and that we care. You know. And if they need us, we're here. We're here. You know. And we need to be there for them. We need to stand up and be there for them. You know. So, you know, without any, one other thing I was told, and I'll do that right now. I didn't introduce the drum in the last session, okay? They were undeserving. No. Anyway, before I do that, I'd like to say to our brother Bob, whose drum this is. Okay, this is his drum. He's our teacher. He's our mentor. We've sang with him for many years now, and he's taught us a lot. He's brought us up a lot, and I'm sure he's watching this on the World Wide Web. So. Sorry, Bob. We're doing the best we can, you know. Anyway, the members of our drum here, this is Gary Lamb. This is Steve Davey. This is Jerry, and I don't know his last name, I apologize for that. Huh? Barraza, okay. This is Dino Andrus. This is Nicholas Sanchez. And this is Jerry, I can't even pronounce his last name. What is it?
Richard Flitty.
Oh, Richard Flitty. See that? Now, me, my name is Chester Minor, and that's the way that goes. And back here we have our beautiful women who are accompanying us, you know, and God, you know, they are so strong. When we're singing that, they are so strong, you know. When they step in, it takes it to a whole nother level. Yeah, yeah. Makes us sound good is what happens. Yeah. Anyway, here we have Michelle. I don't know her last name. Taylor, okay. And Linda. Fortes. Marty. Day. Okay. I'm going to hear about this later. Oh, God.
May not make it though later.
And Tiana Bosley. Bostic. Close, I was close. And Liesel. Cairo, who's pretty soon going to be Lamb. That's a prediction.
Pretty good, Chester, only a few minor mistakes.
Yeah. Anyway, you know, the Creator is you know, you're just so good. You're just so good for us, you know. And He's blessed us all here. He has blessed us all. You know, this laughter that we've just had is quite a blessing to have. When we think about all of those out there in the world today, on the Mother Earth, who can't laugh because they're working on just surviving the day, you know, and you know, we're blessed. You know, we're blessed to be able to laugh and sit in a room like this, and to be, you know, who we are. And I hope that you never forget who you are, you know, and what you are, and you know, how you are. Okay? But as you go out in the world and you see those people that are less fortunate than you, please do what you can to help them out. Do what you can. Okay? You know, and you know, I ask you all, you know, to be as loving, as kind as you can be. Okay? I hope. Are you kids listening?
Yes.
All right. You need to get over here. Come on over here to the stage. Come on.
You better listen good, because there's gonna be a quiz afterwards.
You guys ready? You can go right there. We just want you closer. Closer, come on. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Come on, kids. Ready? Ready? Is it a bird? No! Is it a plane? No! And as you can tell, Steve Dady here spends a lot of time watching TV.
It's actually Steve Daddy.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you, kids. Thank you. Did you like that? Okay, you can go sit down now. Anyway, I just wanted to say thank you again, and I hope that touched all of your hearts. I hope.
Did you get that, Rob? The kids loved it.
The kids did. This kid inside here loved it too.
Did you want to hear any more? No. What was that all about? Time. The time continues to tick. Time. I still like your Pluto, Mickey Mouse, and Donald Duck too. This was great. I didn't get it. But the kids did. They were singing right along with you. It was absolutely outstanding. Oh boy, connection. It's all about connecting. When you have children connecting with the drum is the beat of the heart. You have the youth connecting with the drummers, with the adults, singing. Collectively, that is connection. And may it continue with all life, because all life is sacred. I feel really, really, really good in the sense of today is the best time for a California Indian to be alive since contact. And an example of that, in our culture, we believe that when a burial is disturbed, the spirit of that individual is wandering until that individual is reinterred ceremonially. I had a group of youth from Santa Cruz. Now, Santa Cruz is very, very progressive. And their protesters are very, very active. They have it dialed in. And I had a group of youth that was up at the canyon, helped me stuff envelopes and doing some stream restoration and just doing work that's, when you live in the country, it's a continual process of just upkeep. And while there was 4 or 5 individuals that was helping us prepare for our California Indian storytelling event we put on every year. They were stuffing envelopes, they were addressing envelopes because we do it in cursive. We're just kind of really old-fashioned that way. And a couple of them had really beautiful cursive penmanship. And I received a call from the Native American Heritage Commission. It's the only commission that California Indians have. They're located in Sacramento. And basically they just said, Anne Marie, we've had a burial unearthed by a developer in Santa Cruz, and you are the MLD, are the most likely descendant. And when you hear there's so much development that's taken place in Silicon Valley, and when you hear another individual has been disturbed, it hurts. It's a sacred area where the ancestors were buried, and it's very, very painful. The individuals that happened to have been there just literally saw the pain that I was going through, and when they got back home to Santa Cruz, they asked me to come to speak to them, and they'll say there's just a few of us, but they came, and then more came, and then more came, and pretty soon there was about 40 or 50 people crammed in this little room, and they basically all said the same thing: what can we do? And I said, being designated as the MLD, or most likely descendant, I will be making suggestions to the developer, which is KB Home. They're an international developer. I'm sure they have developments here in this area here in Walnut Creek, whereas they do in Hollister, in Santa Cruz, in the majority of towns within the Ohlone territory that I'm aware of. And I just felt that because I'm going to be making recommendations to KB Home as the MLD, I wanted to, it's a double-edged sword for me. And so I basically shared with them, whatever they elect to do, I will support them. But I have to pick my battles. And my priority is to make sure that no other burials are disturbed and or cultural materials, if indeed they are unearthed, they're treated with respect. I live to honor my ancestors. And they created a protest parade through downtown Santa Cruz all the way up to the development, and I realized there was a lot of publicity locally. I may need an attorney because they wanted to occupy the site, and it was getting in an area that I'm not that familiar with. I mean, being Indian is being political, but protesting and wanting to occupy somebody else's property, I've never done that. Not even in the 60s during Vietnam. And so we did obtain an attorney, Danny Sheehan, who's an amazing, brilliant, brilliant man. And we created an Ohlone Elders Circle. And these are the Ohlone Elders that we are aware of. I mean, I'm 63 years old. I'm a spring chicken compared to these Ohlone Elders. And when they collectively got all their family members and their extended families that had Ohlone descent, there was in excess of 4,500 Ohlone descendants. Wow. I did not have a clue that there was that many of us left. Wow. And there's many more that we're totally unfamiliar with. And so we are still here. And so basically we met with the city of Santa Cruz, KB Home, and we expressed what the Ohlone Elders Circle demanded, and that was not to build on the site where 3, possibly 4 burials was disturbed. And KB Home says, that's exactly what we want to do. Not build on their most premium site, overlooking the entire area up there. And I was devastated. I just said, that's fantastic. So if they could be an example for developers, you can still develop. But where the actual burials were located, just not disturb that area anymore, so that future generations of Ohlone descendants can go there for prayer. And so now we're working through the process of an easement for that to happen. And so today is the best time for an Ohlone descendant to be alive since contact. I'll tell you, because my mother watched bulldozers go right through Native American cemeteries in the 50s and in the 40s with no regard at all. And now I'm working with PG&E, and they have their, in Moss Landing, and they have their transmission towers are being replaced in their substation. And there's an area that there's a lot of midden, a lot of shell. There were 28 burials that was removed in 1929 from that particular area. And so it's a very sacred space and place. And in order to get their permits, they, working with the county, Monterey County, and now PG&E is asking, can Ohlone descendants come to where we're giving you this easement on this sacred spot here? Can the Ohlone descendants come in the future to have ceremony to honor the ancestral spirits that are there? And for me, it's a reason for living. It really, really is. And so as we go forward, I am very, very happy to be here. But tell me, this Occupy Wall Street, is there an Occupy Walnut Creek?
Yes, actually there is. Yes, yes.
Okay, what are they saying? What are they asking for?
They meet generally on Wednesdays.
Uh-huh.
In the afternoon to the evening. They don't have encampments, but they do carry signs and people just show up at various times.
What do the signs say?
The signs say something like, it talks about the homes that have been stolen by the banks and the people who have had to give up their homes because of that. It also talks about shifting your money out of the banks into credit unions.
Are you doing it? You know, good for you. I will tell you, I just got an email a couple days ago, and so many comments I have heard about Occupy Berkeley, Occupy Davis, Occupy Oakland, is that there's no theme. But there was a declaration, and I think it says it all. Who are we? We are the people. We have come here freely as volunteers. Why are we here? We are here because we want a new society that gives more priority to life than to economic interest. Doesn't that say a lot? Let's give our priority to life, more priority to life than economic interest. All life is sacred, particularly human life. No song.
Thank you, Annie. Thank you very much. All life is sacred. So you guys, I realize that we still have about another 10 or 15 minutes, and I just want to honor your time and our commitment to that too. So if anybody has to get going and meet the rest of their day, please feel free to get up and move. Otherwise, we're just going to continue and try and bring this ceremony to a good close. So you're free to move or stay. We'd love to have you stay. Now we have Teresa and Charlotte are going to come up and sing.
We're going to do a healing song for you. It's based on the 4 directions, the medicine wheel. This healing song is for all of you who are healing, all of your families who are healing, whether it be physical, emotional, mental, spiritual.
I was also just thinking, I'm going to say it now, so in case I forget, very normally, traditionally, after doing ceremony, we feast together. So you're all invited. We've got food there in our group room to come and join us for some turkey and some soup, turkey soup, buffalo stew, and good things like that. So I just want to get that in. Now, we do have another piece from Marcellus Williams, Bearheart,
And today, trying to integrate in today's society on equal basis with anyone else, and not only our people, but all of us together, whatever culture that you represent, can we band together and create our own battle cry and say, it is a good day to live. It's a good day to live, and it is. You're here for a reason. Reach out for it and live your best. Why? Making a foundation for those little ones that's going to come after us, so they might have a better life than what we had. So let's leave them a legacy that it is a good day to live.
It is. It truly is a good day to live and to celebrate the victories that we're having, like the honoring our sacred sites and our burial sites. And we're just so grateful that you could share that right at this time. Mr. Sanchez is going to help us with a closing prayer. And then after that prayer, we're going to traditionally, whenever we open up this sacred drum, we close the drum too. And it's kind of like you guys have come here and got a blessing and been touched in some way, little way, big way. And so you're just going to kind of let that close and wrap yourselves around that. So when you go out in the day, you're going to carry that blessing with you. Whatever you got, something good, I hope. So, Nicholas? Thank you, Nicholas.
Hello. Creator Tunkashla, Tutampa Hokshada, Vastela Tunkashla. I want to thank you, Tunkashla, for all the blessings, all the people who have come here today, taking time out to come and drum and to sing songs and to be here and to pray with this community. So we ask you, Tunkashla, to keep these feelings in our hearts and help us to move forward in a good way. I'd like to say a special thank you to all the children, my children at home. I love you, and my son that's here. Creator, help us all get home in a good way. Help us to take these many blessings and to remember what Marcella said. Today is a good day to live. Let's own that and be able to carry that on and leave that legacy for our children as well. May Creator always bless you and carry the spirit within. I hope.